Well, his TED Talk, How to Magically Connect with Anyone, was taped at Manchester High School and now has more than 1 million views worldwide.
Very impressive. Welcome, Connecticut resident and magician Brian Miller to CT Style, or as we should say, welcome back here to the show, Brian.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
This is a very uplifting story. You're a Connecticut guy. How did you get involved in this motivational speaking? Because you are a very talented magician.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I got involved in the motivational speaking. Well, I've been speaking for years, but then I was actually invited to give the commencement speech at a high school for a group of graduating high school seniors, and it went really well. I enjoyed it, and it was really set off the spark that I could take the skill I had honed as a magician to engage and entertain an audience and use it to do something really meaningful.
Which is interesting because I understand you grew up with speech and social anxiety, speech issues, and so how did you...
Pretty severe.
How did you evolve? Well, tell us what it was and how you overcame it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, speech anxiety. When I was a kid, elementary school, middle school, I couldn't get up and do a book report. I mean, if I would literally end up in the nurse's office and sent home. There was no way. I was really catastrophic. And magic is actually originally what broke me out of that. Finding kind of confidence through performing and through getting good reactions from people. So.
Interesting.
That's wonderful. So it's nice that you were able to find magic as somewhat of a safe haven to break you out of your shell, and then from that you've been able to transition into this motivational and empowering speech. What's been the biggest takeaway for you? I mean, I'm assuming you've been able to impact a lot of young people's lives throughout this. It has to be fulfilling.
Oh yeah, it's really wonderful. Well, the amazing thing is that actually I gave a speech about connecting in the TEDx talk, and that in turn has connected me with people all over the world. I get messages and emails and phone calls from people of all ages, but a lot of young people that want to thank me for sharing my story and tell them that, and they want to share their story with me, and it's been a really great sense of global community.
Yeah.
So.
How do you prepare for a TED Talk? There are so many TED Talks worldwide, and
popular too.
And I've listened. You can have the app, and I've always wondered, how do you prepare for it, and how do you decide you're going to pair up with a school or this or that, and know that there are going to be a ton of eyeballs on you?
Sure. Well, you don't know that there's going to be a ton of eyeballs because there are a lot of TED Talks and TEDx Talks now. I was actually invited to speak at the one in Connecticut. I actually didn't know there was one in Connecticut, and there are actually a few of them. If you ever get a chance to check them out, go to one. There's actually one held at Yale every year, which is right around the corner. You know,
Our backyard.
and
We'll have to sign you up, Money, so maybe this year.
Hardly.
yeah, absolutely. But no, they called me, asked if I would like to speak. Of course, I said yes, because it can be career changing, as it has been for me. But then it was 3 months of really insane preparation. I actually, once I had the final script worked out, I rehearsed the script word for word a little over 200 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, it was very eloquently spoken.
Oh, thank you.
Fabulous job. And of course, you being here, being a magician, I feel like it wouldn't be right without
It's only
magic.
appropriate.
Absolutely. Well, so let me actually show you the way that I use magic when I'm doing the motivational speaking, when I'm speaking to students, to teens and young adults. So basically, magic is about taking on and understanding different perspective and different points of view. So this is something you might see a magician do. You might take a silk, if you ever see, especially in a kid's magic show or something like that, but you might see a magician take a silk and place it into his fist like this, and then he can take something like a playing card, wave it over there. The silk will vanish, and if he wants to, he can bring it back right from here.
It's magic, Ryan. It's magic.
Now, the reason that I would show that if I were doing a motivational speech is not just for filler, it's not just for entertainment. I use it to explain, especially to students and young people, how magicians have mastered the ability to navigate between different perspectives. Ours, seeing the sleight of hand, and yours as the audience seeing the magic. And what I try to get young people to understand is how they can do the same thing to navigate between their perspective and the often very different perspective of other people in order to create a shared experience, which is connection, to connect better with other people.
I think it's absolutely great.
Yeah.
That is so great, especially for young folks. They are growing up in a world of instant gratification, this me generation, and to have someone like you show them that, hey, listen, empathy is a real thing.
Absolutely.
Embrace it.
Absolutely,
Embrace it.
absolutely, yeah. I do think it's important, though, for parents, educators, and any adults working with teens to stop waving that blame finger at them, though, for texting and for being this, because we like to do that. We like to say, oh, don't do that, you shouldn't be doing that. But they didn't invent this world.
Right.
We invented this world. They just grew up in it. They inherited it, but they're the ones facing the consequences because they don't know how to connect with people. So I'm trying to help make a difference that way.
I was going to say, and good thing they have people like you. Thank you so much.
Very
Always
powerful
good
message.
to see you, Brian Miller.
Thank you.
Can't wait for your next TEDx talk.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Brian. Hey, we have a lot coming up here on the show today. You can